Here we are back at our rectangular clock. It's a little bit boring though, so I'd like to insert some artwork on it and use that to do some extruding. To do that, I will go to the Insert menu and I'll say Insert SVG. So I've already downloaded an SVG file, so I have to navigate and go and find it. And under Select SVG File, I invoke that, and here is the SVG file that I found, a nice little virus to commemorate our coronavirus experience, and I'll say open, and then I just drop it on top of that top face. And once I've done that, it's going to prompt me to position the artwork where I want it. So I'm going to kind of move it over here using the freeform move. And of course I can move up and down. I can even grab the scale tools here to change the size of the actual artwork, and I'll just position that where I want it, and then I'll say OK. And it's going to insert now that artwork, and it will be green. If we insert SVG artwork, it's green, but it is selectable, and we can use that to create extrude. So I'll do that now. I'll finish my sketch, and then I will hit extrude, and of course it'll ask me what profiles to extrude, and of course I can do that right away. I can just keep clicking all those little icons or all these little circles as part of the extrusion. There we go. Clicking and clicking and clicking and clicking and clicking. And there we go. So I could actually extrude that all the way up, and you can see what it's going to do for me. I obviously don't want to do that far, so I'll type in the thickness parameter, dial that in, and that'll take it down to a more reasonable extrude. And of course I can't join it because that would fuse that to the rectangle, and that won't work. I need to cut it out of something later on, so I'll say new component for now, and then I think we're going to have our virus there. I'll say OK. It will create that component, and there it's selectable. I can turn it on. Of course I can then, I'll call it artwork for now, and there it is. So now if I go to my home view, I now have my mechanism, I have my clock face, and I even have the rectangle backing here. I could turn on the hour markers. That's not going to work. I'd have to create more hour markers down here if I wanted to do that. But that's how you import SVG artwork into your product. If I go back and edit this extrude, because I made that extrude of the SVG, and I'll say edit feature, at this point it will bring up the same selected profiles, and instead of doing an extrusion, I could actually do a cut operation, and down here I can say cut, and it will actually cut that out of this face if I wanted to. So you could always go back and do it that way as well. In this case I won't do that, because if I do that, all the little circles will fall out, like they'll have nowhere to go. But it's just, I just wanted you to notice that we can always go back and change from a negative space to, in this case, a positive space decoration by importing SVG artwork and then using that for our cuts or for our extrudes. So that's what I've got.